a little bit about the liver as we're going into enemas. This is a little bit more about why. So this is all in the book also, if you want to refer back to anything, or this video will stay in the group. The liver. Largest internal organ in the body, most complex organ in the body. It's considered to be a gland because it produces hormones. It has direct control over the growth and functioning of every cell in the body. It has pretty much any malfunction, deficiency, or abnormal growth pattern is connected to poor liver performance. It governs metabolism. It manufactures cholesterol. It makes new amino acids from the nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen molecules in the air. So basically your liver is what makes your protein that you need. You don't need to take in any external sources of animal protein because your liver makes amino acids from the nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen molecules in the air. Pretty neat. It converts existing proteins into usable amino acids, which means it has to break those down. Stores vitamins and nutrients. It breaks down old cells, recycles iron, makes bile. Most filtered waste products leave the liver via the bile stream. It breaks down alcohol, detoxifies noxious substances, bacteria, parasites, and pharmaceutical drugs, converts blood sugar into glycogen, forms plasma, affects blood clotting, clearance of bilirubin, or clears bilirubin, which is a byproduct of hemoglobin. It detoxifies the blood from waste material from the colon. And then here's this picture of the pancreas, the bile duct, duodenum. So after we digest our food in the stomach, breaking it down with HCl, it goes to the duodenum, where it's combined with bile and pancreatic juices. If the bile flow is insufficient, the pH of the duodenum stays too low, which inhibits enzymes that are supposed to be released by the pancreas in the small intestine. Now, what's especially fascinating about that process is that there was a doctor named Nicholas Gonzalez who used pancreatic enzymes to cure cancer. Pancreatic enzymes are amazingly effective at breaking down fibrin, and he would high dose his patients with pancreatic enzymes to dissolve the tumors and release the toxin bundles out of the body. So anyway, so if the bile flow is insufficient, it starts messing with your pancreatic enzymes, which break down fibrin and help clear all kinds of toxic waste out of the small intestine. Then food is only partially digested, and partially digested food saturated with hydrochloric acid can have an irritating effect on the entire gastrointestinal tract. Not to mention, I mean, if you have food particulate that's not digested and it's in your intestines, it's gonna either cake onto the walls, or it can cause an autoimmune response or an immune response because you have undigested particulate in your intestines and it's excess. So your immune system can technically attack that. That's essentially what Crohn's disease is inflammation of the intestinal tract due to acidic foods and possibly things like undigested food particulate irritating the intestinal linings. So here's an interesting picture. I forgot you guys are looking at this too. So here's an interesting picture. And move it up and down. We have gallstones. So here's what we're eventually going to be going for, is removing stones out of your liver and gallbladder. Because these can interfere with bile production, they interfere with digestion, they interfere with essentially every function. Your liver has to clean your blood, but if it's congested with gallstones, it can't clean your blood effectively. And this is how things like heart attack happen. You know, like you say, oh, he was such a great athlete, he went out and ran every day, and how did he die of a heart attack? It doesn't make any sense at all. Well, he had gallstones. He wasn't able to clean his blood efficiently, so because there were gallstones blocking the ducts, so the liver couldn't do its job, and therefore blood clots start getting through. Okay. Almost everyone with chronic illness has excessive amounts of gallstones in the liver. I think it's by the time you're 30, you're supposed to have approximately 5,000 average or so. Maybe it was 25. The liver can gather up to 20,000 stones in it before it suffocates and stops functioning. These stones, along with clumps of unbroken down fat, clog the bile ducts, creating fatty liver disease. There's a picture of that right here. Here's a healthy liver. Here's a fatty liver. Gallstones obstructing the ducts lead to high levels of toxicity in the liver. This blocks the blood flow to and from these ducts, and as a result, the liver cells have to cut down bile production. See, it's like a cycle here. There's not enough bile, the liver gets congested, it can't produce bile anymore because it's congested. The liver cells start to suffocate due to the stones and lack of blood flow, and then the liver cells become fibrous. The presence of gallstones prevents the detoxification of pharmaceutical drugs, which can lead to overdosing even at normal doses. What is bile? Here we go. Liver bile is a bitter alkaline fluid that is yellow, brown or green, and consists of water, mucus, bile pigment, bilirubin, which is bilirubin, bile salts, and cholesterol. Bile is made in the liver and stored in the gallbladder. To maintain a healthy digestive system and feed cells their nutrients, the liver has to produce 1 to 1.5 quarts of bile a day. Any less than that will end in problems with digestion, elimination, and detoxification of the blood. People with a compromised liver often produce only a cupful a day or even less. Some people actually stop producing. I think it's like they'll trickle out like a teaspoonful or something. Those are people that are constantly taking antacids and digestive enzymes and things to function. Almost all health problems are a result of reduced biliary flow because any abnormal change in the composition of bile essentially causes gallstones.